happening here? Who is making that abominable noise?
Sorry, monsieur, we have struck a child, I believe.
The child, Monsieur the Marquis, is dead. The coach struck him. This man is the father.
Really, it is extraordinary to me that you people cannot take care of yourselves. Or your children. Always in the way. How do I know what injury you may have done to my horses? Here, give him that.
Be brave, Gaspard. It is better for the poor little one to die so than to live in times such as these. He died quickly, without pain. Could he have lived an hour, as I believe?
Oh, you are a philosopher, monsieur. How do they call you?
Defarge.
Of what trade?
A vendor of wine. That is my shop.
Well, philosopher and vendor of wine. Pick up that and spend it as you will. Move on.
Walk on.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair.
Royal George, Dover. Royal George.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning to you, sir. I am Jarvis Lorry of Tellson's Bank. I am looking for a young lady, Miss Lucy Minette. Can you tell me where?
There, sir.
I beg your pardon?
There, sir. Directly behind you. Taking tea with her companion.
Miss Lucy?
Mr. Lorry. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
You know Miss Pross, don't you?
Oh, a pleasure, ma'am. As always.
What is this all about, Mr. Lorry? The letter said it was of the utmost importance.
Quite true. Although I must confess it's such an astounding revelation that Indeed, I hardly know how to tell you.
Is it something so dreadful?
On the contrary, it's wonderful news. You were too young to remember, of course, your father being thrown into prison. At that time, any French nobleman could imprison any French citizen with no questions asked.
Does this concern my father's estate?
No, not his estate. He left you enough to live comfortably, as we both know. Oh, Miss Lucy.
Courage, Mr. Lorry.
Your father, my dear child, your father has been found.
What?
Alive. He was left to die in prison. He did not die.
Where is he?
He's been taken to the house of an old servant of his in Paris, a man by the name of Defarge. It is in this house, above a wine shop, that we can find him. Will you be able to leave with me on the packet boat tomorrow? Oh, Miss Lucy.
Good heavens, look what you've done. Did you have to frighten the child to death? What sort of a banker are you? Fetch the vinegar.
outside. There was an accident. Did you hear me?
Yeah, here.
Monsieur Lorry?
Indeed.
The lodging you wish to see is on the second floor, if you will come with me.
Is he alone?
Alone? God help him, sir. Who should be with him?
Is the door locked?
Always?
Why?
Why? Because he's lived so long locked up alone in prison that he would rave and tear himself to pieces if this door were left open. Doctor? Good day, Dr. Manet. Still hard at work, I see.
Yes, I am working.
May I let in a little more light, Doctor? Doctor, you have visitors.
What is that?
There is someone here to see you. Tell this gentleman what kind of shoes you make.
Shoes?
Can you describe the shoes for this gentleman?
They are ladies' shoes.
And the maker's name?
Name? You ask my name?
Yes.
105 North Tower.
Sir, do you not remember me?
You are the jailer's daughter.
No.
Who are you? I don't.
What?
You see, it is the same. How can this be? It was so long ago when they came to take me away. We held each other, my little girl. She was in my arms. Then when I arrived at the prison, I found these on my sleeve, and I've kept them ever since. How is this? Was it you?
No, please.
It cannot be.
We've come to take you away with us. We've come to help you. Please trust us, my dear. Please trust me. Oh, my dear, please trust me. Thank God I found you. I found you again.
My tools.
What? What's that?
He wants his tools to make the shoes.
Oh.
One moment, Doctor. I shall be right back.
Shall we, Doctor?
What is that?
Some writings of his. A diary, perhaps. I'll put it in with this tool.
No. Give it to me. You shall keep it here.
Why?
To read, you fool.
Godspeed. To the barrier.
Excuse me, Monseigneur, but your nephew's here to see you.
Well, what do you want? Be quick about it, I'm busy.
I'm here to say goodbye. I'm leaving France.
For how long?
Forever.
Monseigneur!
Where are your dogs?
Dogs?
You're shooting pigeon. Who fetches them?
Oh, yes, well, I really don't care much for pigeon.
I would be hard-pressed to think of anything in this world you do care for, except yourself.
Yes, perhaps. Yes, well, that's quite true.
It is no wonder the family is looked on with nothing but thoughts of fear and slavery.
That I take to be a compliment. Get away, get away! Let me tell you, my dear nephew, fear and slavery keep the scum obedient. As long as the roof shuts out the sky.
That may not be as long as you would suppose. The tide is turning. There's a new philosophy in the air. The people are going to rise up in righteous vengeance.
Well, I shall continue to uphold the honor of our family, even if you will not.
Honor? You can speak of honor. Sir, we have done wrong, and we are about to reap the fruits of that wrong.
Never.
In any case, I shan't be here to see it.
France is your natural destiny. Accept it or be lost.
I regret to say that France is already lost to me now. A wilderness of misery and ruin. I'm going to live elsewhere.
By what means?
By my own labor.
Really? Where?
England. I dare say if I stay here any longer, you might contrive to have me put in prison.
Indeed. Would that I still had the power.
Goodbye, Monseigneur. I hope never to see you again.
Be careful, Charles. They're not fond of spies in England, you know.
Monsieur, I beg you, take me with you to England. I can't work here any longer with him. And if the people rise up against the family...
My dear Gabelle, you're perfectly safe here. You're a servant, not a member of the family.
But I've served the family for so long.
Indeed you have, my good friend. For as long as I can remember. But you see, I am no longer in any position to keep a servant. I must try to make a living for myself. I am sorry, Gabelle. But you have my promise, my sacred promise that no harm will ever come to you. Goodbye, my good friend.
It's just a few steps, Father. There's a packet boat waiting.
I feel so tired.
Mr. Lorry! Miss Pross!
May I be of any help?
Monsieur, thank you. My father, he has been very ill, and he...
Come, allow me, please.
Ah, there you are. I've taken Miss Pross safely aboard.
Mr. Lorry, I'd like to introduce...
Darnay, Charles Darnay.
Your servant, sir.
If I can be of any further assistance, please call upon me.
Oh,
Here, let me
so
take it.
kind, monsieur. Thank you.
Come along, Doctor. Come on, you can trust me. Turn around. That's it. Right, one foot up. Yes, that's it. One step at a time. Very good, Doctor, yes.
Mr. Darnay, you're so very kind. Thank you.
If I can be of any further assistance.
Good evening.
With these papers, I relinquish all of my property and my titles here in France.
We shall see that they are delivered to the proper authorities, monsieur. Godspeed and a safe journey.
Goodbye, monsieur.
Come.
Here we are, sir.
Thank you, Jerry. I'm not looking forward to this. It's a sad business.
It is, sir.
All right.
All set now, sir.
Thank you.
Got the carriage outside.
All right, thank you.
Right, sir.
What's going on, Jerry? Where are you off to?
The Old Bailey. Trial for treason. Know what that means, don't you? They'll hang him up, slice him down, burn up his insides and chop off his head.
You mean if they find him guilty?
Oh, they will. They always find him guilty.
The prisoner is charged with being a traitor to our Lord the King by reason of his having assisted the French King Louis in his wars against England in North America. He has thus indirectly aided the American general, George Washington, in his hopeless struggle against our noble countrymen.
Your Lordship, I will prove to this court that this man, Charles Darnay, is a contemptible spy. The prisoner has been passing and repassing from France to England on secret business of which he can give no good account.
Stephanie, good God, man, there's a trial going on here. Get hold of yourself.
Late night. Sorry.
I have witnesses in this courtroom today who saw the prisoner on a trip from France 9 months ago. It is my information that they saw the prisoner confer with fellow conspirators on a packet out of Le Havre. I propose to call one of these witnesses at this time. Dr. Manette. Dr. Manette, can you identify the prisoner as your fellow traveler returning from France?
Unfortunately, I was recovering from a long illness at the time. My mind was a blank, you see, for a long period. And I can only thank a gracious God now for restoring my faculties once again.
Once again, can you identify the prisoner?
No.
Were you traveling alone?
I was accompanied by Mr. Jarvis Lorry and my daughter.
Thank you. I now call Miss Lucy Manette.
What a beauty we have here.
You have looked upon the prisoner.
Yes,
Speak up, please.
I have.
Did you not see this man confer with 2 other men aboard the packet when you returned from France?
Speak
up, please. We cannot hear you.
Yes. I saw him.
And were there not papers passed between these men that night?
I saw papers. I could not hear what was said. Mr. Darnay told me...
The prisoner?
Prisoner. Yes. He was very kind to me and to my father. Very considerate. I do hope that nothing I say here today will repay him by doing him any harm.
You may not wish to testify against the prisoner, Miss Manette, but be that as it may, is this the man you saw? Speak up!
Yes.
Thank you very much. I will now call upon Mr. John Barsan.
I saw the prisoner with my own eyes. I watched him as he passed on secret information to 2 French gentlemen on 3 different occasions.
You are absolutely certain that it was the prisoner here, Charles Darnay, who passed on this vital and important government information about our military strength to these spies?
I am, sir.
Would you, sir, be so very kind as to amplify your public-spirited gesture even further by telling the court in more detail about the events which surrounded the passing of this vitally important government information that evening?
Yes, sir. I should be delighted. It was during the month of February that I had occasion to travel to France.
Oh, what do you have, my wicked fellow?
I'll have 2 crown, if you don't mind, please.
But of course, the money first, always.
He works for the French. Him. He's a paid
The
informer.
prisoner in the dock.
Real name, Guellerman.
As I mounted the gangplank,
Spies for the French everywhere. Nasty reputation. Just mention his real name, that's all. You do that, and he'll suddenly forget what he's here for.
Who paid him this time?
Who knows? Someone in France. Doesn't matter. You want him to shut up? Mention his real name.
Their air was decidedly conspiratorial. Then the papers were passed between them. The 2 Frenchmen disembarked, and the prisoner went to his cabin, where he stayed for the rest of the journey.
I thank you for your testimony, sir. And I wish to commend you now in this courtroom for the noble and patriotic duty of coming forward to identify this traitor.
Blood, the defense will question the witness.
You may proceed.
What do you live upon, sir?
Property?
What property?
I can't precisely remember where.
This information that you say you saw passed on, did you actually read it?
Yes, sir. But I didn't study on it. Marked secret, you know.
How much did you receive to give this evidence today?
Nothing.
Nothing at all to lay a trap for this prisoner?
No.
You swear to that?
I do.
My lad, I have no further questions of this witness. Oh, just one moment, my lad, if I may. If I may, sir. I do have just one more question. Tell this court that you're absolutely certain in your identification of this prisoner.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever seen anyone who looked like the prisoner?
Not so much as I'd be mistaken.
I ask you then to look upon my learned colleague here, Mr. Sidney Cotton. And stand next to him. Would you lay aside your wig, sir? Are they not very much like each other? Look closely, sir.
Well, yes, there's a certain similarity. But I'm not mistaken. The man I saw on the wharf was the prisoner, Charles Dunley.
I should like to probe your memory a little further, Mr. Guilliman. Yes? Would you like a closer look, perhaps, Mr. Guilliman?
The name of the witness is Bart, sir.
Oh, yes, of course. Forgive me. Speak up, sir. Do you remain certain in your identification?
No.
Louder, please, sir. I don't believe the court heard your answer.
No.
No. You can no longer identify the prisoner as the man you saw. Correct? It could have been someone else. Correct?
Correct.
Thank you, sir. I have no further questions of this patriotic witness.
I don't understand what happened to him.
What happens to all men when their past catches up to their present?
My lord, the jury desires, with your lordship's permission, to retire and deliberate the verdict.
You may proceed.
If I may inquire, Mr. Lorry, the young lady seemed quite distressed. How's she faring now?
She's recovering, thank you.
I'll tell the prisoner. He seemed to be quite concerned for her. Or perhaps you might tell him yourself?
Well,
but of course. A respectable bank gentleman such as you, it wouldn't do to be speaking to the prisoner in public, would it?
the jury reached a verdict?
We have, my lord. We find the prisoner, Charles Darnay, innocent of all charges.
Well, Mr. Darnay, I'm happy to have brought you off with honor.
Indeed, sir. You have saved my life.
Thank you, sir. I did my best.
My congratulations, sir, upon your vindication.
And you have my regret, good doctor, that I brought you and your lovely daughter into this.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well, come along, my dear. Good fortune to you, sir.
So, Mr. Lorry, it seems that men of business may now speak to Mr. Darnay.
Men of business are not their own masters, sir. We must think of the house we serve more than ourselves.
Don't be nettled, Mr. Lorry.
I am certainly not nettled. And I am not certain what you have to do with this matter at all. As far as I can see, it's none of your business.
Quite right. I have no business.
It's a pity you haven't, sir, because if you had, you might leave us and attend to it.
Lord love you, sir, no.
Then perhaps you might realize that business is a good and respectable thing. Mr. Darnay, I hope you've been preserved for a prosperous life. Good day to you, sir. Good day.
Well, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I have work to do.
It's a strange chance, wouldn't you say?
I beg your pardon?
That you and I, two lookalikes, should be thrown together on such an occasion?
Frankly, I don't see all that much resemblance, but I hardly feel part of this world again as yet.
Yes. It was just a few moments ago that you were pretty far advanced on your way to another. Come. Let me show you to the nearest tavern. Oh, do come along, Mr. Darnay. I've done nothing but dream of a good wine while these numbskulls were deliberating which world you should belong to. Drink up, Darnay. Drink. You may be grateful to be among us again. But as for myself, I wish only to forget this world. It has no good in it for me, except perhaps this wine. A toast. Let us have a toast.
What toast would you have?
Wait, it's on the tip of my tongue. It ought to be, it must be. I swear it's there.
To Miss Manette.
Ah, to Miss Manette. There's a fair young lady to hand to a coach in the dark.
Yes.
Tell me, how does it feel to be pitied by and wept for by such an angel? Is it worth being tried for one's life? Is it, Darnay? Yes, I dare say it is. I would even suggest that an angel such as this is worth giving up a life of dissipation for. Oh, dear, did I say that? Well, I mean it, yes. For this particular angel, oh, yes. Another question. The truth, sir. Do you think I particularly like you?
Really, Mr. Carton, I have not asked myself that question.
Ask it now.
You have acted as if you do, but I doubt that you do.
Indeed. I doubt it too. But I begin to understand you.
Nevertheless, I want you to know how grateful I am for all that you and Mr. Stryver have done for me.
Good. Let's have a drink to that.
You'll forgive my saying so, Mr. Carton, but I think you have been drinking too much.
You think, sir? You know, sir. I always drink too much. In fact, I do nothing in moderation except work, correct?
If you say so, Mr. Carton.
And you shall also know that I'm a disappointed drudge, sir. I care for no man on earth, and no man cares for me.
That is much to be regretted. You might have used your talents better.
Maybe so, Mr. Darnay. But don't be too confident. You never know what it may come to.
I bid you good night, sir.
Miss Pross! Miss Pross, hurry!
Come in, please. Lucy will be here in a moment. I understand that you are doing quite well now as a tutor of the French language.
Yes, I've been most fortunate in that respect. And I expect to have a post soon at the university.
What a lovely day, Mr. Darnay. I'm so looking forward to our drive in the country.
No more than I.
And I.
Yes, indeed, Miss Pross. What would I do without you?
You shan't, I promise you.
Enjoy yourselves.
We're going for a stroll, Miss Pross.
May I ask you, sir, to remain where I can see you?
Of course, Miss Pross.
Good evening, Monseigneur.
You think I'm drunk, don't you?
No, Monsignor.
Ah, let go, mate.
People, it's... Take your hands off.
Why, Mr. Carton. Do come in. What a pleasant surprise.
I just stopped by for a moment to inquire if... that is to say, I've been invited to a regatta in Devon on Friday, and I was wondering, hoping, perhaps, you might be able to join me.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry, Mr. Carton, but I promised Father that I would go with him to Hastings on Friday, a medical conference.
Oh, I see. Well, perhaps some other time, then.
I'm sorry. Won't you have some tea?
No, no, thank you. I'd best be moving on.
A glass of sherry.
No, thank you. My warmest regards to your father.
Sir, I do not doubt your loving Lucy. You may be satisfied of it. Have you spoken to her?
No.
Why? In deference to her father?
I have seen you, Doctor. I have watched the two of you together. I have seen an affection so unique, so touching that That is why I hesitate. She is devoted to you with all of her heart. You were lost to her, and your return has brought her nothing but happiness. How can I then bring my love between you? And yet...
Yes?
I beg you to believe that I would never put a separation between you. I look only to loving your daughter and serving both of you to the death.
You speak so feelingly that I thank you with all my heart. Do you have reason to believe that Lucy loves you?
I think it possible, but without your permission, I could have no hope at all.
Well, there is no question. She is everything to me, far more than life itself. And knowing you, sir, I'm delighted to say that you have my consent.
I thank you. But in truth, you don't know me. Not really. You see, my present name is not as my own. I came here to England because...
No.
I wish only to better deserve your confidence.
No. Later.
Sir?
You may tell me when I ask it of you. If Lucy should give her consent, then you may tell me on your wedding day.
As you wish.
May your hopes, then, find success.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Are you going to work on the Harrison case?
It doesn't interest me.
We're not paid to express our interest, Sidney.
Trevor, have a drink.
But drink at this hour? Are you serious? Now, look, Sidney, I must tell you to your face that you concern me. I worry about you.
Thank you.
You're certain to end up without position in a debtor's prison.
I quite agree.
You spend all of your money on sinful pursuits.
Exactly.
You know, Sidney, you should really consider putting an end to this dissolution.
Any suggestions? How?
Marriage.
Marriage?
Look the situation in the eye, Sidney. It'd be very beneficial for you. A man in your profession at the bar to have a wife.
Am I not mistaken? Are you not unmarried yourself?
Oh, I intend to get married.
When?
Very shortly.
Congratulations. And may I ask the name of this most fortunate lady?
Well, I hope this revelation won't make you uncomfortable, but I speak of Miss Lucy Manette. Now, I know that you visited her on occasion, and we both know she has no great fortune. Still, she's a charming creature. And I've made up my mind to please myself. She will have in me a man already quite well off, and a rapidly rising man of some distinction. Yes, it'd be a very good piece of fortune for her. But then she is worthy of fortune. What's the matter? Now, look here, I find your reaction most annoying. Stop it.
Sorry.
You'll see. You'll see.
That's right. Yes. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much.
She's representing my well.
Excellent. Yes. Absolutely. The situation in France gets worse every day.
Or better, as the case may be.
Better? Are you serious, sir?
I think that France has been ruled too long by tyrants. Perhaps something better will come out of this turmoil.
I must say I very much doubt it.
You don't have a drink, Mr. Carton.
Oh, no, thank you. I don't care for one. They told me there's going to be an afternoon of cricket in Hyde Park on Saturday. I was wondering if perhaps you might be free on this occasion.
Mr. Carton, I don't know what to say. You're so kind, so thoughtful. But to tell you the truth, I'm not at liberty.
I see.
No, I'm afraid you don't. Actually, it's something more than that. It's that... Well, you shall know very shortly, I promise, before the evening is over.
There we are. One more glass of champagne. Who doesn't have it?
I think Mr. Carton...
No, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid you cannot refuse. I have an announcement to make, and I would like everybody to listen very carefully. I wish to announce the engagement of my beloved daughter Lucy to this wonderful young man.
How marvelous. My congratulations, sir.
A toast, if you will, to a long and happy life together.
To long and happy life together.
Long and happy life together.
I simply can't believe it. I can't. That charming creature married to him. Don't you agree, Sidney? It isn't as though that Darnay fellow's a man of business. There's no comparison between his position in life and mine. None whatsoever. Do you hear me, Sidney? It's damn difficult to understand. Yes, perhaps I should have made my intentions known sooner. Yes, that must be it. I delayed too long. Still to throw herself away on a French tutor. Oh, well, women have committed similar follies before and have repented in poverty. That's just as well, I suppose. I should have gained nothing by such a liaison.
Careful.
Well, then?
Be very careful of how you speak of Miss Manette. Do you understand me?
Who did he kill?
The Marquis Saint-Evremond.
An excellent choice.
The Marquis killed his son. He ran over him in the street.
I would not require such a reason. The House of Evremond. They are recorded. All of them.
They are recorded. Here, in my stitches, as plain to me as the sun.
Escort! Forward! March!
Well, it is over.
And worth the price.
Have the goodness to give me a glass of old cognac, madame. You knit with great skill, madame.
I am accustomed to it.
May I ask what it is for?
A shroud.
Pardon?
It is only a pastime.
Not for use.
One day, I may find a use for it. One day.
Did you see the hanging today, madame? A bad business.
Why? If people kill other people with knives, they deserve to pay the price.
Surely you must feel some sympathy for him.
My husband.
Oh, good day, monsieur. I was just talking about the unhappy fate of poor Monsieur Gaspard.
I know nothing of it.
You are Monsieur Defarge?
I am.
I have the honor of sharing a mutual friend with you, monsieur. Dr. Manette. Yes? When he was released from prison, I understand that you had charge of him.
Such is the fact.
His daughter came to you here?
Such is the fact.
Have you heard about them recently?
We have not, sir.
She's going to be married.
Excellent. She should have been married years ago. The English are cold, it seems to me.
It's a curious thing. She's going to be married to the nephew of the Marquis Saint-Evremond. You know, the man who was killed by poor Gaspard. He's called Charles Darnay. But he's an Evremond, make no mistake. Well, thank you for the cognac. Good evening.
Who is he?
How should I know?
Barsad. The name is Barsad. He's a new spy commissioned to the district.
Register his name.
2 names.
2.
The spy, Barsad, and the nephew of Saint-Evremond, Charles Darnay.
It is strange. After all the sympathy we showed for her father, that she should marry such a despicable dog.
For her sake, he'd better stay out of France.
His destiny will take him where he has to go. And we shall be waiting.
Only a moment, gentlemen.
Well, if they don't hurry, we shall have to delay the wedding.
One more moment.
And so it became necessary to renounce everything I once held dear. My property, my country, even my name.
Your name?
I tried to tell you long before this. I wanted to forget my past. Now I feel it's only fair to tell you that my name is Saint-Evremond. Charles Saint-Evremond. A name that I detest for all that it stands for in France.
Excuse me. It's getting very late if we are to...
Fetch the carriage, Miss Pross. We're coming at once. I, Lucy.
Take thee, Charles,
Take thee, child,
to my wedded husband,
to my wedded husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death do us part.
till death do us part.
And thereto,
And thereto,
I plight thee my troth.
I plight thee my troth.
In the name of the Father,
In the name of the Father,
and of the Son,
and of the Son,
and of the Holy Spirit.
and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
Dominus vobiscum.
Et cum spiritu tuo.
Oremus. Respice quesumus Domini.
Oh, bless me, bless me. Dear God, I don't know what to do.
Calm yourself, Miss Bratz. Calm yourself.
He doesn't know me. Dr. Manette doesn't know me.
What are you talking about?
Come with me, please.
My dear friend. Dr. Manette. Look at me, please. Sir, this is not your proper occupation. Think, my dear friend. Think.
Lucy, is anything wrong? You all right?
I've been thinking about Mr. Carton.
Oh.
I know he's a difficult man, but I would ask you to be lenient with his faults. I think he has a heart he very seldom reveals. A heart with deep wounds in it.
I know. Oh, Lucy. Here we are, so strong in our happiness. And yet, if you had turned away from me, if you had rejected my proposal of marriage, I might have found myself in the same position as Sidney Carton. He loves you. I'm certain of it.